Hello everyone, welcome back to Bridgemaster. We're continuing with the expert level problems, everyone's favorite level. If you're watching this video, I predict that's the one you care about. Starting with B-13 here, hopefully making it up to B-18 in a reasonable length of time. What's going on here? We're in four spades, and the opponents were silent. West could have overcalled, but didn't. It's a little bit notable because there are 9 hearts out there. Okay. Let's first see if this diamond gets roughed. I imagine... Oh, it doesn't. Okay. How interesting. Well... It sort of looks like I should duck this, shouldn't I? I'm not 1,000% sure why, but like trump control is a possible answer. We have certainly one spade loser, right? And if spades are 4-1, we would have 2 spade losers. In which case I would have to do without losing any hearts. So I guess that's an argument for not ducking, is that, hey, you know, maybe spades are 4-1, but you can solve the clubs. In which case ducking throws away the contract. Well, you can solve the clubs and the person with long spades also has long clubs, in which case you can... has at least 3 clubs. In which case you can pitch a heart loser and... probably rough it? I guess it's a little tricky, isn't it? Because let's say you win this heart, right? And you cash 2 spades to find out how the suit is splitting. Bad news, it's 4-2. So you say, all right, I'll go after clubs. You play ace, king, and then queen. And what luck, the suit is 3-3. So you cash a club to pitch a heart. The problem is, whoever has the last 2 spades will rough this, draw dummy's last trump, and then cash a heart anyway. So I think you kind of can't recover with clubs 3-3 in that case, if spades are not breaking. You need to actually find the person with long spades having long clubs. I still think, like, since it's possible that we could avoid losing a heart, we probably shouldn't duck here. We win this, and I think we should cash spades. Because if the suit is 3-2, we're looking pretty good. We have a spade loser and a heart loser, but no club loser, right? Because we can just rough the last club in dummy. And they can't really prevent that. Because the only way they could stop me would be to rough in, and then they'd have no spades left. So yeah, I think if spades are 3-2, we're making the contract regardless. And if spades are 4-1, ducking will immediately lose. So yeah, ducking is terrible. And I think you do play 2 rounds of spades to find out because your line is going to depend on whether they follow here. They don't. Big surprise is Bridgemaster. Now, we need to find West with club length, because if the suit is 3-3, we just can't make it. So I believe you cash the ace here and run the 9. Then you cross over there, cross back in diamonds. Really? That's so rude. I thought for sure we shouldn't be counting on... We should assume diamonds aren't splitting... are not 5-1, because East would have given West a rough if that were the case. At trick 2, right? This rough they could have... Well, no, I guess not. If they'd taken this rough earlier, they would be threatening their own trump control. So it sort of makes sense that even though the rough was available, they didn't take it. That makes things trickier. What am I supposed to do then? Maybe duck a spade? No. Because then, if the suit is 3-2, I'm no longer guaranteed to make it, am I? They might ruff one of my clubs. Or over-ruff the dummy when I try to ruff there. Huh. No chance we're roughing a diamond good, so forget about that. I mean, ducking a spade and then winning the ace looks like it puts you in an okay position if spades are 4-1, right? Because then... Well, actually, I wonder if I was just supposed to... Yeah, you know what? I see what I did wrong. Cashing the ace of clubs looks like a nice safety play in case East has stiff jack. But actually, it costs you the contract if East has too small, which is way more likely. Because you don't have a safe way back to hand to cash the last... to ruff the heart after cashing clubs. So you have to take a first round club finesse. Yeah. It's just so natural when you're like trying to cash winners. When you're about to take a finesse, you cash something first. In case the person you're... In case you can drop singleton, the honor you were about to finesse against. But here, you actually need all of Dummy's little clubs. One of them to play low while you're finessing, and the other one to get back to hand. I was taking for granted that the diamond would cash. But only because I know the defenders are like supposed to be like East. You would think would be giving West a rough, if that were possible. But as I later realized and described, if that does happen in this layout, that would actually be costing the defenders a trick, not gaining a trick. So a particularly knowledgeable East who somehow knows like what the layout is would avoid giving his partner a rough in this situation. Okay. Well, got to think better. Think harder about that diamond, I guess. What's going on here? Opponent's silent and not really given much chance to bid. Huh. We're in 4 spades. We've lost a club. We look like we're going to lose a diamond and probably a spade. Like, maybe we could not lose a spade if we cashed ace-king and found the queen dropping doubleton, but that would probably be a bad line. The obvious approach in spades is to lead up to the 10 rather than wasting it under one of our honors, so that even if the suit is 4-1, we lose only 1 spade. The issue is we have to get back to hand after doing that, right? And there's something weird going on, some distribution that we're supposed to protect ourselves against. Like, I don't think you duck a diamond because the second round could just get roughed and that looks pretty silly. Do you play ace of diamonds, diamond return? That seems crazy. It just makes it easier for them to promote a trump, right? But then you're left with the obvious line of ace of diamonds, spade to the 10, they win, play diamond, diamond, and they get a promotion or something, right? So I kind of feel like those are the only three lines, and they all have obvious, not unlikely problems. So I must be missing something. What is the club position? West led the king, and East played the jack under it, right? Yeah. I mean, either one of them could have 7 clubs, I think. No. I don't think East has 7 clubs, because he probably would have overtaken the king with the ace in that case to give West a trump promotion. So probably then neither of them has 7 clubs. I don't know. I guess East could, but I don't really care that much about that, I think. Yeah, that would be fine. Because even if I lose a diamond and West leads a club for East to ruff, it's an attempted uppercut, but it doesn't work. The opponents will only have 3 spades left after low to the 10. I can happily over-ruff whatever East plays and take the rest. So I don't care if West has 7 clubs, and I don't think East has 7. Is there... I mean... Okay, well, we can play from dummy and see what East does, I guess. Ducks. That's sort of interesting, because now it seems I can afford to duck a diamond, can't I? If East were overtaking this, I would be afraid that East might return another diamond for West to ruff. But I could duck now, and West is the one on lead. He can return a diamond, and there's still the threat of a trump promotion is the issue, like even if I do that. I win the second diamond, spade to the 10, East wins and plays a spade, and if it turns out that East has the stiff queen of spades and West has 4, then I'll go down. But I guess that's like sort of the least likely layout I could go down in, maybe? Like, all the other lines could go down in more common layouts, I think. Yeah, okay. That's fine. I was so, like, worried East was going to overtake the diamond and threaten a ruff for West. But I guess if I had just played a diamond from dummy, I could have simplified my life and not had to worry about that possibility. Ducking the diamond seems like an obviously desirable thing to do. Because it prevents West from getting to East for a diamond through if it happens that West has queen 4th of spades, right? Okay, well, that was easier than I thought it was, I guess. 4 spades, opponent's silent. King of hearts, obviously very interesting. We have 6 spades and 3 more minor suit tricks. The diamonds are very conspicuous. What we would like to do... I mean, this is... Yeah, I don't think this is a complicated hand. Or anyway, not difficult. We want to try to develop a club trick without letting East on lead to put a heart through. Right? If clubs are 3-3, and we can lose a trick in clubs without East Or if we can play 3 rounds of clubs without letting East in, then we'll be able to pitch a heart on a club and enjoy 10 tricks that way. The problem is it's quite difficult to do that, right? You lead low to the... Okay, if West plays the queen, you can duck, but he probably won't, right? So instead, I think what we're going to do is, rather than lose a club, we're going to lose a diamond discarding a club. And then play ace-king of clubs, pitching... Or ace-king of clubs, ruff a club, and cross back to dummy. The only issue is what order you use dummy's entries in. Well, the other issue is this might not work, but I think it's the best line, so it will work in Bridgemaster. We're gonna need 1 dummy entry after, or in trump, after doing a bunch of stuff. I think we can afford to play low to the 10 here, right? And we lead the 7, hoping East plays low, but he doesn't. So we ruff this. And I think it would be a mistake to use a spade entry now, right? Because then the opponents could win if spades are... Well, actually, this whole idea only works if spades are 2-2. I think I do play a club up, see if West plays the 7. No. Actually, I think I might be doing something wrong here. I think I might lose this to West and a club ruff could come back, right? That's why this is no good? No. Oh yeah, we don't need spades 2-2 for this to work. I just need to be able to win the last spade in dummy. Okay. So cash, ruff high, or low, doesn't matter. Clubs are 3-3. The club pitches our heart loser. And we tried the heart finesse for an over trick, but it fails. Yeah, does Fred have anything to say about the order in which you use your black suit dummy entries? Try to develop clubs without letting East unlead. Yeah, cross to dummy. Play a diamond. Now you should cross to dummy in clubs. So that's exactly what I did. It's obviously important not to use 2 spade entries. Could you afford to use 0 and play club, diamond, club, diamond? I don't think so, because they might ruff one of those if you don't know how the spades are splitting. Yeah. I think that's right. I think you're supposed to use 1 spade entry, then 1 club entry. Vigorous bidding. We have 9 trumps, so there's no danger of losing a trump, but I suppose if we really wanted to end play somebody, we might choose to lose a trump. We have 9 points in dummy, 14 here is 23. The opponents have 17, therefore. West probably has most of them. But we can't say for sure. Definitely East could have some cards. West's double suggests at least 12 points, right? So East has at most 5-ish. Let's follow suit and see what the defense is up to. Probably better rough this. So dummy's clubs are obviously very tantalizing and pretty much the only way we could ever make this. The issue is we need a dummy entry, which can really only come from spades or maybe the opponent's giving us a rough sluff in diamonds. Or I guess they could lead a club, obviously, but and playing the opponents in spades. Or, yeah, not hearts. That's crazy. But West probably has 4 diamonds, right? He could have ace, king, queen only, but that would give East 5 diamonds, and he would have bid those before clubs, probably. So I think West does have 4 diamonds, at least. Maybe 5. Which means that we can't, like, hope for West to be out of diamonds when we end play him with spades. Because if West were out of diamonds, we could try cashing all the hearts and then play a low spade, hoping that West has king, queen only, right? Well, sorry, king, queen, and some probably 4th, right? He'll have to play an honor, and then he'll have to either lead a spade, letting us win the jack, or a club, letting us on the dummy. That won't work because he has another diamond. So, in order to end play West, we will have to do it at a time when dummy still has a heart, right? So that a diamond lead is also fatal. I wonder if these 2 clubs shows any values or not. I don't think it has to. I think it could be totally useless hand. Just like saying, I prefer clubs to everything else. Because if we knew that West had all the cards, then load the jack is pretty much our only line. If East might have an honor, we could try to play for it to be doubleton? Because it probably is, right? If he has an honor. Like, West is very likely to have exactly 4 spades and East to have 2. Yeah, Both of those lines don't really... Oh, actually, that end play doesn't really make any sense, does it? Because if East wins at a time when there are still trumps in dummy, he can just play a trump, right? So even if we found him with doubleton honor and like played ace duck to throw East in, and he had no spades to return, he could just return us a heart. Now, that's not true if I cash all the hearts, but in that case, he could play a diamond instead. So I don't think we can ever end play East. We need it to be West, which I think means cashing 1 heart, or maybe no hearts. I don't think cashing 1 has much advantage. Like, it doesn't seem like it can hurt, but I also don't see how it would help. In case West has 5 spades and East is 1-1 in the majors? No, that's impossible. That's never going to happen. So I don't see a reason to cash any hearts here. I think I'm just going to play a spade. Oh, right, no, the point was if West... Okay, I forgot. I did talk about this. In case West has a singleton heart, which is quite likely, we should cash 1 heart. Not to stop him from roughing, but to take away his exit card. Now we play a spade. And he has to play a spade. Now, there's actually still a decision here, right? You play the queen if you think that West has the last spade honor. Sorry, the jack if you think West has the last spade honor, which was the king, right? Yeah. And you play low if you think East has king doubleton. But if East has king doubleton, West wouldn't have popped with the queen here. So that's really not a play at all. You go up with the jack. pitch one club and draw trump. Yeah, I made a little mistake there. I got carried away thinking about other things and forgot that I needed to cash one heart before doing that, even though I had mentioned it. So, I mean, in some sense I solved the puzzle, but in the other sense, it's definitely still something to practice, is making sure that I, like, stay focused at the table and play the things I want to play instead of, like, getting distracted by something else. Okay. 2 spades by West, a very informative bid. I mean, we probably have to play the jack from dummy, right? Because if you play low, you're going to have to... Oh, well, I guess it depends on who has the queen. Hang on, what is this 8 of spades? I guess it could be ace, queen, 10-8 or ace, queen, 9-8. But it can't be ace, 10, 9-8. So West definitely does have the queen, right? Because with ace, 10, 9-8, you would lead the 10. So the jack should win, and that'll make West the danger hand. Nope, East the danger hand. I'll have 1 spade trick and 2 hearts is 3. 2 diamonds is 5. I'll need 4 diamonds. So we take finesses into West at that point, right? The danger with playing low is, I think, fairly obvious. We'll have to win with the king, and then whenever the defense gets in with any trick in either hand, they can just cash 5 spades. And the jack is pretty safe as a way to prevent that. Yeah. I don't think there's much to do besides ace of diamonds, diamond to the jack. What do we do if West has 4? I guess that is a question to ask, isn't it? Maybe there is something more. Because the only way we can go down now is if West has queen 4th of diamonds. Or if East has all 5, I guess we'd have some problems. Because we only have 8 tricks after taking the diamond finesse, if we can't establish any of the long ones. Low to the jack now would be a mistake, because West could win the singleton queen, and then we still have to lose another diamond to East. So ace first makes sense. King first doesn't make sense, because we need to hang on to the king to make sure East can't win a trick with the queen. So it seems like ace of diamonds diamond is the only play. The question is, what do we do if East doesn't follow suit to the second one? There's probably some strip squeeze against West? Probably not, actually, because... Well, yeah, why not? You play low on the diamond. West can't do anything but exit with hearts or clubs. And then you cash hearts and clubs and he gets thrown in one suit, probably spades. He has to throw away his excess winners. I'm not sure if that works out. But it seems like something plausible we could do. Oh, no! Oh, you got me, Fred! Ah! West has the queen, but I'm still losing a trick to East. Shoot, there is a reason not to cash that. You have to play a club or heart to hand first and actually lead up to the ace so that you can duck if West plays the queen. Yes. Of course, it seems natural to want to pick up, just like I was saying on a, I don't know if it was the last hand or the one before that or something. Very natural if you're about to take a finesse to cash the ace. Because, hey, the person you're playing, you know, the guy on the honor you're finessing for might be singleton. Might as well cash and try to drop it, right? Wrong. This time, it's not because you can't afford, like, I don't know, I guess it kind of is. The problem is, if the queen is stiff, you don't want to win it. You want to lose to it. And I just didn't think of that. Whoops. Because what would happen if I'd cashed the ace and then played on is East would win the third round of diamonds and put a heart through. You have to make sure West wins any diamond tricks, which means, sure, the main line is ace then finesse, but just in case West has stiff queen, you don't take the ace. You first you lead up to the ace, and then you have the option to win it or duck. I'm always saying that it's always better to lead up to an honor than to just lead it, all else being equal. I think that's true. Is it true? I guess it's only true if what card you're playing from the other hand is irrelevant. Right here, because there have been hands where, like, we're planning to win an honor from dummy, but, like, we have to, one of these entry shifting things, right, where you cash a winner in hand, and depending on what lefty discards, you either overtake or don't, and in that case, it is important to lead the honor rather than lead up to it. So I guess it's not a completely axiomatic thing to say that it's always right to lead up to an honor instead of cash it if you can afford to, but, like, usually you should. And I missed that line on this play, this hand, because I just wasn't thinking about what might happen. Interesting. We have some tricks. I'm tempted to play the jack from dummy, but I can't quite justify it. The idea is we have plenty of tricks, right? 5 spades, 5 diamonds, and a heart. Lots of tricks. We just have to avoid losing a heart, 2 clubs, and a spade before we get to cash our tricks. So, as long as we can make sure West never wins a trick, we're going to be fine. The question is, how do we actually do that? If we play a low heart from dummy, East, although he has the ace, doesn't have to play it. He could play the 10, forcing me to play the king, and then West can win the second heart with the queen after I lose a finesse to East. So maybe playing the jack disrupts that somehow. But I don't think so, because can't East still just play low? The jack wins? No, he can't. Because if I play the jack and East plays low, then the only person who can win the next heart trick would be the player with the ace, i.e. East. But if I play the jack, suddenly East can play the queen, can't he? Then I have to win the king, and West can get in with, like, any old heart. Any heart higher than the lowest heart in East's hand. So it seems like if I play low, I'm fine as long as West doesn't have the queen. And if I play high, I'm fine as long as West does have the queen? Is that true? If I play high and West has the queen, East has to either duck, meaning he'll never let West in, or win the ace, in which case, again, West never gets in. Yeah. Okay. Is there some hint in the auction about where these cards might be? No. West has led the 6. Rule of 11 tells us there are 5 cards higher than the 6 outside West's hand. I see the jack and the king. That's 2, so there are 3 more. We know East has the ace. That's 3 total out of 5. East surely also has the 10 or 9, because West would have led the 10 or 9 if he had both. So there's room for 1 more heart above the 6 in East's hand, which could be the queen, or not. Well, maybe we should do some wishful thinking. when is the contract in danger? When East has the king of spades and the ace of clubs, right? If West has either of those, we are looking Gucci. I think that's what the youth say, right? The youth of 15 years ago. We're looking good. So, suppose then that East does have those cards, because otherwise our play doesn't really matter. The ace of clubs and the king of spades. We know he has the ace of hearts, so that's like 11. If he had the queen of hearts, that would be an opening hand, but we didn't give him a chance to bid. There's almost no hand he could hold that would be bidding here. No one's coming in with 5 clubs on just like a mediocre 13 count. So I don't think we can draw too many inferences about East's hand from the auction, even if we give him all the cards that matter. We can also guess, I suppose, that East probably has a club honor in addition to the ace. Because if West had like Queen Jack 10 of clubs, he would be leading those instead of hearts, probably. But that doesn't really help. Maybe there's some restricted choice argument about West's choice of leads based on arguing that his club and heart holdings are unlikely to be similar, because if they were similar, he would have a choice, but if for some reason the hearts were more compelling, he would have to lead. He would prefer to lead the heart. Like, if we think West has a club honor, not including the ace, then he's sort of less likely to have the queen of hearts. Because if he had both queens, he would be inclined to lead a club. He'd be flipping a coin. Well, I don't know. Actually, if we're assuming he probably... No, I can't even assume he has a club honor. He might not have any. East could have ace, queen, jack, 10, for all I know. Would East be doubling in that case for a lead direct? No. That would probably be asking for something other than a club. So I feel like we have to guess the queen of hearts at trick 1. And I don't think I have enough information. Let's confirm that it is actually a guess of the queen of hearts. If West has the queen, and I play low, East will also play low. And when I win the king, the defense will have a heart to get to West with. So if West has the queen and I play low, I'm dead. If West has the queen and I play high, then I think I'm fine. East can either duck, preventing West from ever getting in, or play the ace, preventing West from ever getting in. So if West has the queen, I must play the jack. What if West doesn't have the queen? Can I play low? Well, if West doesn't have the queen, anything works. No. If West has the queen, playing the jack fails, right? Because East will put in the queen. I kind of have to win the king, and then East can get to West with a heart later. So, yeah, it seems like I need to know where the queen of hearts is to make the right play. And I don't know who I'm supposed to play for it. I guess I'll make the boring play of playing low trick 1. But of course, there's the 10. Ducking this is nonsense, right? It does stop West from getting in, but now the defense can win 2 hearts instead of just 1, and a club and the spade finesse. So I don't think there's much in it to win, to duck there. And I think we just take the spade finesse and go down because I'm missing some, like, clever thing I was supposed to do instead. Yeah, so West wins this, plays a club, and we're down. So, sure, on this layout, I should have played the jack. But if I play the jack here, why is it that East isn't playing the queen? Why can I assume that West has the queen? That's what I don't get. Fred will explain it all when we're done, I guess. There must be some argument about like what West would have done differently if he didn't have, or if he had the queen, but I don't know. Yeah, you are only losing 1 heart. Try to keep West off lead. Yep. After finessing spades into East's hand and later drawing trump. Yeah, you can take care of the club. If you play low from dummy, East won't take his ace. I agree. Oh, the point is, right. If you play low from dummy, then no matter what East has, he can ensure that... No, because if East has the queen... then playing the jack would be a mistake, right? No matter how East defends... Yeah, I get that, but what if East has the queen? Right? How do I know East doesn't have the queen? I'm going to put this into a double dummy solver and see if I'm missing something obvious. One sec. Okay, so I put this hand into double dummy, and I moved the queen of hearts into East's hand, leaving West with a holding where he still would have led the 6. Now the double dummy solver is saying no matter what you do, you're going to go down here. Which makes sense, I think, because no matter, like... Oh, hang on, no. It's saying West has to lead a club to defeat the contract, right? If West leads a heart here, and you play the jack, you'll go down, right? And low will succeed. It looks like this is a guess. Why can't East have the queen of hearts? If so, you have to play low. And double dummy says, okay, fine, East isn't going to play his ace here, obviously. He'll play the 9, and you win the king, and you're home. If instead you play the jack, East will win the ace. No, he won't. He'll play the queen, sorry. You kind of have to win this, and you're down 1. So, why, then, does Fred not mention the possibility of East having the queen of hearts at all? Because it seems like if East has the queen of hearts, you play low, and if West has the queen of hearts, you play the jack, and it seems like a guess to me. I don't think if we, like... Okay, yeah. I don't think if we take this hand and the auction goes 2 spades pass 4 spades, I don't really think East has to double here. Seems like it could go catastrophically pretty often. I'm going to actually pause again and see if there's like some online thing about this. Because this is the first one where I kind of disagree. Is there some discussion about Bridgemaster Expert B-18 online? Let me go look that up. Okay, I looked around on the internet. I found a forum post it's on Bridge Winners, right? Yeah. Where someone's asking the same question. Shouldn't you play low if East has the queen? And, there are a lot of completely, responses that completely miss the point and so on, as there are in any forum post. Including from some players. Well, I don't know. I noticed one or two players whose names I know. David Byrne replied, but I think he completely missed the point. Arguing, nitpicking a hole in some place that doesn't matter. But anyway, I don't know. David Byrne is a lot better at bridge than I am. Maybe I misunderstood. But one person did say something that made sense to me, which is think about percentages. Oh, I forgot. You guys can see this. Okay. I thought that maybe you couldn't see enough of this because I am cropping the West a little bit, the left side a bit, but you can see all the cards. That's what matters. The argument being, sure, if East has the queen, you should play low. But there aren't many hands where East has the queen that are consistent with a fourth best six of hearts. And that was something that I sort of noticed while I was constructing this hand, but didn't reflect upon. I.e., it was hard to find an East holding that included the queen that was not impossible. Because we know West has the 6, and he has to have 3 cards higher than the 6, not including the ace or the queen. And not including both the 10 and 9, because then he would have led the 10. So really, the only holdings where this makes sense are 10-8-7-6 and 9-8-7-6. In those two specific holdings, you have to play low from dummy. But if West has the queen, there are many more holdings that make sense, right? Can I options edit? Can I do that? Stop? Edit. If I say take this card away, let's take all the hearts away, shall we? What am I doing? How do I... No, this is how to take them away? Okay. So if West has the queen and the 6... and 2 cards from this set that are not both the 10 and 9, he could have 8-7, he could have 8-9, he could have 7-9, he could have 8-10, he could have 7-10. There's 4 choose 2, right, which is 6. There's 6 ways to choose 2 middling hearts for West. 5, I guess, because one of them, 10-9, is impossible. He would have led the 10. So there's 5 ways for West to not have the queen, and five ways for West to have the queen, and only 2 ways for him to not have the queen. So it's something like 2 out of 7 for West to have, for East to have the queen, and 5 out of 7 for West to have it, which... 2 out of 7 is 28%, right? I think. Something close to that. So it's playing low from dummy is a 28% chance to win, and playing high is a 72%-ish. So that sort of makes some sense. But I feel like Fred probably should have mentioned that, because it is an important consideration. If you're just thinking about where is the queen, and you think it's a 50-50, then there are 2 equally good lines. But if you think about the spots and how that argues for West being more likely to have the queen than the 10, then, okay, you can come to the right conclusion that you should play the jack here. This counts as me having solved it, right? Hang on, I just want to... Okay, yeah. All right, so I guess we're done. Had a bit of a controversial one at the end, but in the end, I don't think Fred is wrong. I just think he could have been a little clearer. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.